The palace of King Ezeudo of Umuokpu was a place of beauty and splendor. Tall pillars carved from sacred Iroko wood lined the entrance, and the king's compound stretched wider than a football field. Every morning maidens swept the courtyards clean, their laughter echoing through the air. But amid all this wealth, one heart in the palace was troubled, the heart of Princess Amaka. Amaka was the only daughter of the king and queen, blessed with beauty that made poets sing. Her skin glowed like oji charcoal, polished with palm oil, her eyes sparkled like river water under the sun, and her voice was as soft as flute music. Yet despite her beauty and privilege, she was lonely. Her parents protected her too much. She could not visit the market without guards. She could not talk to commoners, nor choose her own friends. Even her laughter felt rehearsed, watched by the eyes of the palace maids. One evening, while the moon was full and bright, Amaka stood at her window looking out into the palace courtyard. It was the eve of the New Yam festival, and the palace was busy. Drums boomed, torches burned, and guards stood tall at every corner. Her eyes landed on one guard, tall, strong, dark-skinned, with the calmness of a warrior and the gentleness of a man who had known hunger. He was different. While the other guards laughed and boasted, he stood quietly, watching the gates with focus. His name was Chika, a poor farmer's son chosen for his bravery when he fought off a wild leopard near the stream. From that night, Princess Amaka's eyes searched for him every day. Something new had begun to stir in her royal heart. The days passed slowly after the festival. The sound of talking drums faded, but the memory of Cheek did not. Amaka began to make excuses to walk through the palace gate. "Let me go and feel the evening breeze," she would say to her maid Obiahaeli, but her eyes were always searching for the palace guard. At first, Chika bowed deeply whenever she passed, avoiding her gaze, but one day she stopped before him. "You are always quiet," she said with a soft smile. "Do you never laugh?" Chike's voice was low. "A guard must not laugh while on duty, my princess." "Then who guards the guard's heart?" she teased gently. Chike smiled just a little, his first smile at her. It was brief but unforgettable. That smile was like a flame that caught dry grass. From then on, they exchanged short greetings, then small talks, then smiles that lingered longer than they should. One afternoon, when the sun burned high, Amaka brought a gourd of palm wine. "You've been standing all day," she said. "Drink and rest." "My princess," Cheek hesitated. "If anyone sees me taking this from you—" "Then say your princess commanded it," she replied, eyes twinkling. He took the gourd and drank. That simple act bound their hearts together quietly, dangerously. Every night after the palace went silent, Amaka sneaked to the garden behind the royal shrine. There stood an ancient Iroko tree, older than any man in Umuokpu. Beneath that tree, Chika would be waiting. They talked about everything. How Chiki lost his father to sickness when he was young. How he once dreamt of becoming a blacksmith. How Amaka longed for freedom to walk to the market, to dance without royal watchers. "I wish I was not born a princess," she whispered one night. "Then I could marry you." Chike's heart twisted. "My princess, love between us is like fire in dry harmattan. It burns fast and destroys everything around it." "But is it wrong to love?" she asked softly. He looked at her. "Not wrong, but dangerous. The king will never allow it." Amaka reached for his hand. "Then let's keep our love in the dark, like fireflies, hidden but still shining." And so, their secret meetings continued, stolen moments beneath the moonlight, where love grew like forbidden fruit. But love is like smoke, no matter how carefully you hide it, it finds a way to rise. One night, as Amaka and Chika whispered beneath the Iroquois tree, a figure hid behind the bushes. It was Ngozi, one of the palace maids, jealous, sharp-tongued, and envious of the princess's beauty. She watched as Amaka laughed, her hand touching Chike's. Her eyes widened. So the princess has fallen for a guard? The next morning, Ngozi went straight to Queen Kemdalim's chamber. "My queen," she whispered, "may your enemies fall before you. I saw something with my 2 eyes that should not be seen." The queen frowned. "Speak before I lose my patience." Ngozi bowed. "Your daughter, the princess, was with the palace guard last night, under the Iroquois tree. I swear by the gods." The queen's face drained of colour. She dismissed Ngozi and called her husband, King Ezeudo. When the king heard it, his staff of authority slipped from his hand. "That child will bring shame upon my crown," he thundered. "A princess consorting with a mere guard." That evening, palace messengers were sent to summon Chike and the princess before the royal court. The great hall of the palace was silent. Flames from oil lamps danced against the walls. Chiefs, elders, and guards filled the room. Amaka entered, her eyes swollen from crying. Chike knelt in chains before the throne, his head bowed. King Ezeudo's voice roared like thunder. "My daughter, is it true that you have been meeting this man in secret?" "Yes, father," Amaka said quietly, tears streaming down her face. "I love him." The queen gasped. The chiefs murmured in disbelief. "Love?" the king spat. "Love does not break tradition. A guard and a princess. Never." He turned to Chike. "You son of a poor man dared to defile royal honour. For your boldness you shall be banished from Umuokpu before sunrise. If you ever return, your head will not follow your body home." Amaka fell to her knees. "Father, please, punish me instead. He is innocent." "Enough," the king shouted. "You will marry Prince Obina of Umuagu as planned. The wedding will be in 3 moons. This madness ends now." That night, Chika was dragged away by guards. Amaka tried to follow, but her mother held her back. "Child, you are the king's daughter," the queen whispered. "Sometimes love must bow to destiny." But Amaka only wept until her strength left her. At sunrise, Amaka ran barefoot to the village gate. The guards were already leading Chike toward the forest path. "Chike!" she cried, her voice breaking. "Don't go." He turned and smiled faintly. "My princess, don't cry. Love is not always about staying together. Sometimes it is about remembering." "Will you ever forgive me?" she asked, sobbing. "There's nothing to forgive," he said. "You gave me a reason to dream, even if it was for a short while." As he disappeared into the mist, Amaka fell to her knees, her cries echoing through the morning. Years passed. Amaka became queen after her father's death. She ruled with wisdom, kindness, and courage. The people loved her deeply, but she never married. Some said her heart had been buried under that old Iroquois tree. Every year during the New Yam Festival, Queen Amaka went to the garden at night. There she poured a gourd of palm wine under the Iroquois tree and whispered into the wind, "Wherever you are, my guard, my love, may the gods keep you safe." And on quiet nights, the villagers swore they saw 2 figures walking hand in hand beneath the moon, a queen and her guard, their love eternal like the stars. Moral of the story: Love knows no class, but tradition has its boundaries. True love is not only about holding on sometimes, it is about letting go with dignity. Humility, sacrifice, and patience make the heart wiser. And no matter how much time passes, love born in truth never truly dies.